there is a massive compound here. Like, massive. They were using this to grow pond monsters. They could be growing hundreds, thousands even.
Okay, and it's electric fencing.
I don't know how close I can get though with this drone. What is this thing? Look at that. Oh, Phil! That's a lot!
We are going down to the swamp to collect pond monster DNA. This sewer pipe leads into our pond and connects to a facility. What is that?
When you combine them together, that's what creates the acid. All right, combining the acids now. Whoa, it's the pond monster, quickly, inside! To the wall! It's using its acid spray! This is Hey yo, what's going on guys? It's Papa Jake and welcome back to a brand new video as we continue our hunt to discover the pond monster inside our pond. Things have been getting pretty crazy.
Jake, you don't even know the half of what's going on. You were gone for a full day.
Yeah, and I discovered what I believe might be a corporation creating these monsters. And if that is true, we could have a lot more than just one pond monster. There could be hundreds. But look, in my last mission, when I did get to the corporation's headquarters, I found something in the water. This.
Yeah, Jake, I don't think we should be messing with that.
I don't know if it's alive exactly, and it looks like some...
It's disgusting, Jake.
It could be a gland from a pond monster or a baby pond monster.
It looks like a pond monster egg.
It could also be that, but we've already found an egg, so that's definitely not an egg. Look, the only way to know exactly what this thing is the old-fashioned way. I need to perform some science on it, which means I need to dissect it and see what's inside.
Okay, Jake, but you're not really dealing with the fact that we have made contact with the pond monster in our backyard.
Why are you watching our videos?
What do you mean, why are we watching your videos? We're trying to catch up with this whole thing. It's still a little all confusing to me, even though I'm part of it.
No, we're trying to watch it to see if we can find hints in the previous
Look at all
ones.
this.
Jake, yeah, there's a lot that you don't know about. As you can see, we have extremely spiky plants growing in our backyard, which we believe the pond monster is planting to either mark his territory or protect himself.
I'm starting to think, though, that it's not the pond monster that's making the plants grow that way. It's whatever's growing the pond monster.
Say what?
What I found in the tunnel might confirm my theory. I think that whatever that corporation is doing, they're creating some sort of molecule. In our world, there are two different types. There's alpha and beta molecules. Alpha molecules make up everything that we know to exist. Beta molecules make up everything of the unknown. Monsters, ghosts, scary things of that sort. I think that they are creating beta molecules and pumping them into the pond and creating monsters. That's why anything they touch, the spiders I saw, the plants, they're growing and turning into something more, something out of our world.
Jake, why would people be doing that? That sounds crazy.
I don't know why a corporation would want to be creating monsters, okay? But what I do know is that our pond is linked to their compound, and their compound has some weird stuff going on.
It sounds a little far-fetched, Jake.
So hold on, guys. Are we still gonna order that extra large pepperoni pizza or?
Order the pizza, that's
Make sure
most
it's
important.
put on Papa Jake's credit card.
That's another thing. We were going through your journal and we saw the pond monster and Bigfoot. I was out looking for you and viewers saw Bigfoot in the background.
This is what I'm saying, Logan. I think they're all linked.
Pop? Anyone want a pop?
I could use Pop.
I think the corporation is making monsters, Logan. We need to figure out why they're doing it, who they are, and we need to put a stop to them. The Lay Factory, which I still haven't figured out what that stands for. Definitely leave a comment down below if you think you know what it is. Here's what we need to do. I need to examine and dissect the sample that I have in my lab. I need to see if it's related to the pond monster. So Logan, you're gonna team up with Biggs and go back down to the swamp and try and find anything that you think is related to the pond
That's
monster.
literally insane. The pond monster's down there.
Phil, I'll have you here. I need you working on the fort and beefing up security.
Not down by the pond. I like the way you think, Jake.
I think we need a bigger lock on the door, and I'm also gonna need your help with the dissection.
So just to get this straight, Jake, you need me to get some sort of pond monster DNA sample so you can compare it to this.
Yeah, DNA, anything. Something that looks like it's related to the pond monster. Slime, scales, anything. But don't touch it, it could be acidic.
Okay, well, good luck with this, Jake. This is disgusting. We are going down to the swamp to collect pond monster DNA, which I think is extremely risky. We just need to find something that resembles the pond monster, put it in here, and not get eaten by the pond monster.
Maybe the pond monster just wants a shower.
What?
So I've brought along body wash, because maybe you can shampoo in the pond.
Okay, well, I hope you brought something a little bit better than that. Just be prepared for the pond monster.
Okay guys, so while Logan's away getting samples of the pond monster, I think it's time that we dissect and look at what we have here. This thing looks extremely weird. And if you guys have any idea what this thing might be sure to leave a comment down below. In the last episode, I showed off some of this goo that's like attached to it, and it's extremely sticky. It's almost like gum or something like that. And it has these like kind of tentacle things that are stretchy. Last time we messed around with pond monster samples, it burned through our entire table. Gotta be very careful because we do not know if this is acidic.
So one might ask themselves, why are we doing it again?
Because we have to learn what this thing is, Phil. It looks like this part of it might be the mouth. I still don't know if this is a piece of a pond monster, or a baby pond monster, or a pond monster experiment gone wrong. Dude, look what's coming out of it.
That's disgusting.
Okay, well, it's definitely got something in there. These tentacles, though, they make me think that it's a living creature.
A living what?
If the pond monster has acidic glands, it might shed the glands once they're used. That could explain why this thing washed up on the side of the shore. This could be a gland or a piece of the pond monster, so to speak.
And you're telling me there could be hundreds of these things?
Possibly, Phil.
Okay, we've made it to what we think is the pond monster's nest.
It is flat, like someone came through here. Or something.
Something was definitely here.
Check on the trees and down if you see any goo or something that we can collect.
Not seeing any goo. Weird. Everything's green and full of life except this tree. Maybe the pond monster's goo rubbed up against it. Maybe we should bag this as evidence. Gonna check down by the water. We did find an egg over here. There could be something.
There's movement.
Movement. We got movement. Entering the pond. Keep your eyes peeled. Currently not seeing anything. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look, we got frogs. And my foot is stuck. My foot is legitimately stuck. Just gotta get out. Okay, I do not want to go back to where we saw the pond monster. If we can find some kind of sample down here, that's way better for us.
Careful, Logan, though. That dock looks like it could fall at any time.
Not seeing much.
I have one more theory of what might help the pond monster and become happier and not attack us. He might have to take a gnarly poo-poo.
Biggs, I'm sure the pond monster does not need toilet paper to take a poo-poo. I'm sure it can just poo in the pond.
Okay, that's the theory too.
Whoa, whoa, what is this? There's like a cable. Why is there a cable? Wait, this could be some sort of evidence. Why is there a cable in our pond that seems to be really long? What is that? If you have any idea what this is, let us know in the comments down below. I think we should take this back up. Other than that, I'm not seeing any slime or goo that could be helpful to us.
All right, there's something in there. I want to try and get it out. We're gonna have to operate.
Ew.
Yeah, that's kind of nasty.
Gross.
It almost looks like the slime that the pond monster's been shooting at us. Look at it. It goes all the way back here.
Jake, maybe do that over the table.
I want to try and get whatever's in there out. That might be the main part of the gland. This stuff does look very similar to the acid that we found. Question is, how is it making it? Got something.
What do you mean you got something?
Something's in here, Phil. Give me a sample jar.
A sample what?
Have this ready.
Okay, what is that thing?
Something inside. Phil?
Oh, Jake, what is that?
I don't know.
That is literally where we last saw the pond monster. Definitely not going down that bridge. Instead, we are going to the other side of the pond to see if we can find DNA. Okay, this is where things get pretty weird. This is where Jake found the sewer systems over there. It's also where I found those bones, which have slightly moved. I don't know if that's pond monster related. Now this is where it gets really weird. According to Jake, this is what he saw that caught his attention. This sewer pipe leads into our pond and connects to a facility. He did say there was brick buildings. Wonder if they're the same bricks.
There's more wiring here.
Wires?
Yeah, look. I wonder if it's something to do with the wires you found in the pond.
That's a great point, Biggs. Still not any signs of pond monster DNA, but there's more signs of human activity like electrical wires, sewage pipes, and stuff like this. What is this doing out here?
I don't know. I'll keep it so we can investigate it more back at the base.
Unfortunately, this search isn't going very well for us. As of right now, we're coming up empty-handed, which is why, Biggs, I have some very bad, unfortunate news for you. We have to go back to our base in the middle of the pond. It's the only place I know I can find DNA.
That is a horrible idea. The pond monster we found out is living under the base.
I know. I'm gonna need you to be ready. Biggs, use this as a weapon of defense.
It's a stick.
We can do this, Biggs. I don't know about you, but these forests seem like they have a lot of mysteries going on. There is so much to explore back there. Leave a comment down below if you have any ideas of what we should explore or what you think is going on. Biggs, we're gonna be fast. We're gonna go to the pond, get some DNA, and get out.
It's looking really weird. It's almost like it's got eyeballs. I think it's looking at me.
Maybe we just close up the tentacles.
Gently bring it out.
Does look like it has eyeballs. Or baby pond monster eggs. Whoa, watch where you doing that thing.
Okay, Phil, I'm trying to get it out.
If you hear anything weird, see smoke, let me know and we have to get out of there ASAP. The pond monster could still be under our hut or it could be somewhere in the pond.
Logan, keep your voice down.
Biggs, you have a stick attached to you. Shh. Looks good, looks good. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
What are you doing?
I'm making a small incision so I can take a sample of whatever it is.
That doesn't seem like a very good idea.
It's a fine idea, Phil.
Jake!
Phil?
Jake, what is that?
I think it might be an egg sac.
Whoa, what sack?
Oh, Phil!
That's a lot!
Don't let him touch you! Don't let him touch you!
No movement by the pond. Looking for pond monster goo or DNA. I don't know what these guys are. Biggs, bag it. Okay, just checking it out, checking everything out. Not seeing anything. Prickly plants. Whoa. Biggs, what is this?
I don't know.
Check it out. It's like a green ooze. With black. What is this?
I don't know. Let's take it back to the lab. Put it in.
More importantly, this.
Yeah, Logan.
This looks fresh, Biggs.
The last goo we got was green. This is some new.
The pond monster's goo seems to be green. I've never seen it black before. Okay, I think that's perfect. Let's get out of here right now. Okay.
And here I thought staying in the form was gonna be more relaxing. So is it an egg?
I don't know. Could be part of the venom gland. I need to dilute it.
Those eggs, they won't hatch, right?
If they are in fact eggs, they will hatch. And by my calculations,
Oh no!
that's a lot of pond monster. But I'm still thinking that this might in fact be part of its acid-making gland.
Can't tell what I want more. Acid gland or baby pond monster eggs?
It burned through this. Now that I've collected some of the, what we think might be acid glands, I'm gonna dilute it in water. If I have this correct, as much as we wanted these to be baby eggs, I don't think they are. I think that these tiny balls are what makes the acid. And when they mix with the rest of the gland, more specifically this stuff, when you combine them together, that's what creates the acid. But alone,
What are you doing?
it's harmless.
You will not believe the things we found.
You will not believe the things we saw. New door? Armored. Phil said it's made out of 3 inches of solid steel. Gonna stop a pond monster coming our way.
Why use cardboard when you can use steel?
Check it out.
Ugh, what is that?
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
I really wanted that Canadian Dry.
So there's a couple of different things going on inside that container. 3 are subjects of interest. 1, I believe, is pond monster DNA.
Well, what we found while dissecting our sample was what we believe to be the acid gland, which produces the slime that melts stuff. Give me a second, I want to set up an experiment. I believe that we could possibly recreate the acid that the pond monster is using. And if we can do that, we can fight fire with fire.
You mean fight acid with acid?
This is what I was able to extract.
I hate to interrupt, but Logan, are we not missing somebody?
Biggs is currently getting us pizza.
Well, while he's doing that, what I believe is that when these two things mix together, it creates the acid. So, I've got here the goo from the outside, the goo from the inside. Two go together, that's how he spits acid. To test this though, we're not doing it in here because it could create a lot of acid. And this could completely melt our Ford. Alright, if I'm correct about this, this is highly concentrated acid.
This?
That. And this is the other part that I was able to get from the gland. Logan, what I'm worried about is that this isn't our pond monster's gland. This is another pond monster. And possibly there could be acid spitting pond monsters, but we don't know to what extent that ends. Fire breathing, ice breathing. We're just learning about this beta molecule.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about what's down there, Jake. Okay, let's just do this so we can get out of here.
All right, you might want to stand back. I really don't know what's gonna happen. All right, combining the acids now.
Whoa, 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 Jake!
Okay.
What's happening?
That might in fact be acid.
Some kind of reaction. Wait, Jake, while we were looking for pond monster DNA, we found a camera down in the pond. That could be huge. Now that we know there's some kind of corporation, and you have this theory about them making monsters, the camera could be connected to the corporation.
I could probably pull data from the camera, see if it has any footage on it.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Jake?
Okay, no, it's definitely acid. It just burned through the table legs. Maybe we should clear the area?
Okay, let's go look at the camera, see if there's anything we can find out.
Guys!
Phil, why are you peeing right now?
Oh, the pond is smoking! Oh, the pond is smoking!
What?
You know what that means?
It's the pond monster. Quickly, inside!
Get in!
Shut
get
the door!
in! Get in!
Phil, shut the door!
We better all really hope that this steel framing holds up, or we're about to be pond monster food.
The acid might have attracted it. It might have smelled it and come thinking there's another pond monster here. They could be territorial. They might be fighting over their turf. It could think there's another pond monster here. It could be trying to break in here, Phil! What do we do?
What do we do?
Jake, look at the security camera.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
We're getting radiation readings off the charts. Phil, it's radioactive. Stay away from the door.
Phil, how many steel layers did you put on this door?
4?
Biggs, you hear me? Over. Biggs!
Any plans or ideas?
I'm thinking we have nothing in here. The acid's outside.
Wait, the cage! We can all get in the cage!
It's not gonna help us, Phil, if it can break through a steel door.
Jake, the pond monster's outside our base.
Ah! It's burning through the wall! It's using its acid spray!
Is this it? Is this the end?
Ah! What just happened? I don't know, it just ran off.
Are we alive?
Who's that? Oh, it might be worse than a pond monster.